Good morning. I'm John Moss for General Property Management right here in good old Eau Claire, Wisconsin. I've got a tip for you today. And this tip, I would say, make sure you review it with an attorney before you use it, because I don't know how I'm not an attorney, okay? So this has to do with situations where tenants owe you money and they promise to pay you money. You're the landlord or you're the property management, and tenant owes you some money and you come up with a deal, an agreement, and they're going to pay you. Great. What I think you should do is lend the tenant money. You're not actually handing them money, but do a promissory note. Do a promissory note with them, okay? And the reason you do that is because you want to take this away from being a landlord-tenant issue, and you want to make it a black and white money issue. I gave you this much money and you're going to give it back, and these are the terms in this promissory note of how you're going to give them back. It's just cut and dried, black and white. So it's just use any loan you have, and mine's too long. It's on 2 pages. I think you should change it so it's very almost like a bar napkin agreement, and it says, on this date, I'm lending to, person's name at person's address, and they're going to pay me back. Landlord's name, might even be an LLC, but the property owner's name at this address, the sum of however much money, and I'm going to pay it. I'm going to give them 0% interest. I'm not going to charge them interest on that. No interest. I usually make payment 1. Like if they owe an odd number like $1,100.11, payment 1 is going to be $111.11. And if they're agreeing to pay $200 a month, then I make every payment thereafter $200. Just keep the math very simple, very easy. Make the first payment that odd number, and then make every payment afterwards a perfect, normal, straight, easy to do. And if they say I can pay $500 a month, make it $400 a month. Because they'll always overcommit and underperform, and you want them to succeed because you want to get your money back, and they want to get they want to feel good about taking care of their debt as well. Late fee, if they don't pay on time, the late fee is only $25. Okay, so interest is 0 on this. It's a note, promissory note. It's a loan, 0% interest. They're going to pay on the first day of every month with a grace period of 5 days. If they're late, it's $25. If they default, the interest rate, and there's where you want to probably make it worth your while, 12% or 18%. I don't think I'd go over 18, but I think 18 will be totally fine, because if you didn't pay your real estate taxes, that's what they're going to charge you for not paying your real estate taxes. So you have some precedents. I don't think you want to go credit card crazy, because the idea is that you take this to this black and white, so that if you have to go further and do go to court, you're no longer doing landlord tenant. Because what happens in landlord tenant issues, you have all this gray area. Oh, you're there in front of the judge, and the tenant says, well, Your Honor, his laundry machines ruined all of my clothes, and I have all these $250 outfits, and it ruined all of them. And the judge says to the poor tenant, well, how many did the laundry machines that were owned by the landlord destroy? And she says, oh, 10. Well, that's $2,500. 10 times 250. And so you can see how it just, there's a lot of gray area. Or how many times have you heard, I left the place in better condition than when I moved in. I improved the property by living there for 2 years. It's a better place because I lived there for 2 years. And you just, gray area. And judges are elected officials, and there are a lot more tenants than there are landlords. So if you want to get reelected as a judge, you got to keep the majority of people happy. So you can see how it works against you. But if you make it black and white, cut and dry, black and white. And then in some counties, when you do take someone to court for small claims evictions or small claims, any small claims, I guess this wouldn't be an eviction. This would be, you've made an agreement so that you don't have to go to small claims court. You've made an agreement, they're going to pay you back, and this is how they're going to pay you back. It's in a promissory note. A lot of counties require the defendant, if you're suing the person because they didn't make good on their promissory note, so now you're going to take them to court, small claims, a lot of counties require that the person submits a counterclaim and answer and counterclaim. So they have to fill out a counterclaim and answer. Well, if it's just a straight one-page black and white piece of paper, what is their counterclaim? If it was a landlord-tenant issue, their counterclaim would be, well, when I moved in, the grass was knee-high, and he was, supposed to give me a yard that had grass mowed, so he owes me, I had to mow it 3 times, it was so high, so he owes me $150 for that, Mr. Landlord. Or the designer jeans that got ruined by the laundry machine. You can see all the things that could come up. They could just put in all kinds of stuff. So you want to get it away from landlord-tenant. Okay, so that's my tip. Use a promissory note. See an attorney though. Don't get yourself in trouble on what I say, because I'm not an attorney. I hope it works out for you. I have other tips too. I'd love sharing them with you. I love talking war stories about landlord-tenant stuff. And tell you about Weird Tom shooting his deer rifle off in the house. All kinds of stuff. We could have a lot of fun. Give me a call anytime. Learn more at generalpropertymanagement.com, or just give us a call. Pick up the phone. When we all do our own little part, the world is a better place. Thank you very much for watching.